morning, Barry.
Well, good morning.
I'm here with a bunch of car crazy people that came out on this beautiful day here. Also with Mike Phillips and David from Meguiar's. We're really blessed to have you getting up at, what time is it in California?
Oh, we're just 3 hours earlier. It's not a problem, though. You know, I'm usually up at this hour. In fact, my cruise is going on right now. You guys do it at gentleman's hours. You know, our cruise starts at 6. If you're not there by 6:30, you don't even get a parking place. So it's the original Cars and Coffee, and we have like 450 cars there every Saturday morning. Rain or shine. I don't recall it ever raining, but we got rained out the other day. That was a surprise, but great to be with you this morning.
Well, it's great to have you, and we're looking forward to seeing you at Detail Fest also this year. You've been there for the past 2 years. Is there anything that you'd like to share with the Cars and Coffee people here today?
Well, my gracious, how long do we have? I could talk for hours, you know. Good morning, everybody. How you doing? Anybody out there, it's car crazy? I'm delighted to be with you this way. This technology, isn't it crazy that we can have this kind of a conversation? I'm sitting here at my home in Newport Beach, and you know, I often do this kind of thing. I've been doing radio interviews on Saturday mornings for car talk shows, and they're often on the East Coast, so I'm getting out of bed at 4 o'clock in the morning or 5 o'clock in the morning and try to be happy while I'm talking. But 6 o'clock is an easy time for me on Saturday. I'm always going somewhere. It seems like there's always a car guy event. But anyway, great to be with you. You know, we're all part of a great tradition. I was thinking about it, waiting for the hookup this morning. There are no official numbers that I've seen of how many cruises there are across the country, but there are hundreds of them, I can tell you that. Some of them quite large, some of them several thousand cars. And so it's a tradition that's been going on for a very long time. I think, as far as I know, the oldest Saturday morning cruise in the United States is one called Donut Derelicts in Huntington Beach, California. Anybody ever been there? So it's a true hot rider event, and but it starts, if you don't get there by 5:30, you will hardly get a parking place. So anyway, it's a great tradition, and you know, back when we started Car Crazy 18 years ago. And back in those days, the car hobby was kind of languishing, and car shows were not being well attended, and car clubs were being disbanded, and we were quite concerned, thinking somebody needs to step up and do something. But there is no sanctioning, governing body for the car hobby. It's the ultimate grassroots phenomena, you know, and it happens all over the world. Anybody watch our TV show? Yeah. So, you know, we kind of go around the world, and the idea is we like car guys all over the world to see what car guys look like all over the world, and we're all the same, and we're guys and gals. And it always happens the same. Somebody likes a certain type of car for some reason, and often the same reasons globally. And then they find somebody else that likes the same type of car, and they find somebody else, and they say, well, Friday night, why don't we all get together and go down to, for us, it would be the diner. For another country, it might be some other venue. And then they think about forming a club, and they find out somebody else over yonder, they've got a club too. Let's have a car show. And that's how it happens, and there's no orchestration of it at all. But back 20 years ago, when it was languishing and really hurting, we thought somebody needs to step up. And we came up with this idea, let's create a TV show, not to sell car wax, but to sell the car hobby, get more people involved in the car hobby, and help people understand that we're not weird. We're not sick because we want to stay home and work on our cars when everybody else wants to go do something else. You know, and we're not alone. There's 30 million car guys. I mean, think of it, 30 million of us, and some are, you know, 8, 9, 10 years old. Some are 90 years old. Some have never driven a car. Some are infirm. Some are handicapped. It's not the car that defines us, it's the passion for the cars. And so we try to capture this, the emotional connection we have with our cars, and why are you know, how many times have I asked this question, why are you so car crazy? And I feel like I'm the most blessed guy on the planet because car guys are special. You've heard me say it, but I really feel it to my heart. I mean, one reason I keep doing this show after 18 years and drives me is because I really feel like it's an important thing. I mean, not just for the cars, but for what it does for us. I often say I'm a better person, I have better friends because I'm a car guy. You know what I mean? I mean, all of you, I mean, think of the friendships you have. You know, most people in the United States don't have one person they can call a close friend that they can confide with. All of you have close friends. All of us do. As car guys, I mean, car guys, we just naturally share. We care about each other. Car guys are generous. Car guys go the extra mile. If you need some work in your car, they'll help you. And if there's any problems in the family, it goes way beyond the cars. You all know what I'm talking about. And so we're blessed. You know, we're really blessed to be a part of this. And so I've been driven for a lot of years now to just try to, come on, everybody, get on board. And I often say tongue in cheek, but I really believe it. If there are more car guys, there'd be less wars. It really breaks down all the barriers of social. You know, there's no financial barrier. It doesn't matter how much money we have. It doesn't matter what color our skin is. It doesn't matter for a guy or a gal, old or young. We're all car guys. And I mean, look at you guys.
Hey, Barry,
you know what I'm talking about.
Talking about friends and passion, Mike and David's here going to talk about some passion.
Yeah, Bob, can I interrupt you a second? There's one thing, I love you, brother, but taking Mike Phillips away from us, I'm never going to forgive you for that.
Yeah, but that was mutually agreed on, and I think it turns out to be good for the car hobby, don't you think?
Mike Phillips is the best, and of course he did go with my blessing. I was excited for him to join you, but Mike is like gold. As is David. David, you have a treasure in David there. We don't have anybody in the country representing us more stellar, more Meguiars, you know, than David. So you have two of our best, and one of you have all the time. So.
And I'd like to have Mike to chime in and just. We have a special car here. We're going to do a Meguiar's interior.
Yes.
And also, please mention what you're doing for the Boy Scouts and kind of.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, Barry, what we have here is a 1969 Mercedes-Benz convertible. It's a 280. And today we're going to go over. Yeah. Can you see it? You can see it from your point of view, can't you?
Oh, I can see it. Wow.
And this thing is absolutely beautiful. I mean, it's just a cream puff. And we're going to go over some tips and techniques, some very simple things, but important things for taking care of the leather and the vinyl and the glass on the inside. And then after that, what is the name of the Boy Scout troop I have here today?
Troop 840.
Troop 840. And I'm going to help them to get their automotive merit badge. And
wow.
Yeah, so.
That is fantastic.
It's the first.
And it's it's the first in this garage. So we're gonna. but you know, to me it's important because I was a Boy Scout also, and
me too. Yeah. I was. Oh, yeah.
And just I wasn't the best Boy Scout, but I was a Boy Scout. But you know, it's a lot of fun. Scouting is a lot of fun. You make a lot of friends. You learn a lot of important life skills that you take with you the rest of your life. And I think what the Boy Scouts does is it sets you down a path that keeps you out of trouble, just like getting involved in the car hobby.
Yeah, it's absolutely true. I was a Cub Scout and a Boy Scout, and it's fantastic what you're doing. I never thought about actually having are they getting a badge for what you're teaching them there?
It will become that's their merit badge, just their automotive merit badge. Yes.
How about that? That's fantastic. That really is. You know, the next generation. I mean, the biggest challenge we have, and we all know this, is the next generation. Well, the next generation love cars like we love cars, and every one of us has that responsibility to pass that passion down at every opportunity. We see a kid walking by and he's looking at our car, get them to sit in the car, and take them for a ride if their parents will let us or whatever. But because if they grow up a car guy, they're going to be more successful in life, and we'll be more successful as a country. So I think we have that obligation to pass it down. I've never seen anybody do it like you're doing it. I mean, that takes it a whole other step.
I got to be honest, I'm getting a free oil change out of this too. The labor side. The merit badge, by the way, I was actually very impressed. It's not like we're not just doing a couple of things. There are 3 pages of different topics that we have to address before they can get that badge.
My land, that's impressive.
Yeah, and we have another special guest here, Richard Earl. Are you here, Richard Earl?
Hi, Richard.
the grandson of Harley Earl.
Oh my goodness, no kidding.
Designer,
Oh.
yeah. And Steve, could you come up here also? The Scoutmaster for the Scout Troop. But Richard, come on up, yeah. And a lot of people don't know this, but I'm a caddy guy. I own 5 1959 Cadillacs, 2 1960. You saw one of them. You saw the one that never got painted with the big block sheet. And I always parked that around the building, so I was always kind of embarrassed when I worked there. I did that with the milk truck too. I don't know if you ever noticed that. I was kind of parked over behind the research building. But this is Richard Earl. Richard.
Hi, Richard.
Hey, Barry.
Wow, what great tradition you represent. I mean, the legacy, unbelievable. What Harley did for car guys, I mean, his passion was unmatched. Just really amazing. So nice to meet you.
Same here, and it's great with this technology, like you were saying, to share. And it's funny, I was talking to my buddy Mike, who brought me here today, and I was just like, Barry's going to start saying this in a couple of years, but when we're walking down, looking at the cars and everything, one of the things that I learned doing all the research is that this is the largest art market in the world. And it's just like, he just puts a beautiful patina on everything you just said earlier.
Yeah, wow, it's great. Thank you for that, and great to meet you. Hope to meet you personally one of these days.
Yeah,
maybe we'll get you out to Detail Fest. I can see you then.
Yeah, and what he was talking about, Barry, is right now outside we probably have close to 100 cars, all different makes and models, all different vintages, and it's just a spectacular. It's our best cars and coffee show ever. That's the work of art, the rolling work of art I think you're talking about.
Yes.
And then this is our Scoutmaster, Steve. And he's going to be helping me to walk the boys through all the different things that we've got to, make sure they know.
Wow. So how long you going to hang out today?
I'll be here probably till about noon with just the boys. Yeah. So after the car show, we'll spend 2 hours here in the garage.
I know you. If anybody would stay longer, you'll stay there till the last guy leaves.
Now, Barry, we're going to have time to. Does anyone have any questions for Barry? We can take maybe 2 or 3.
Yeah, right. Anything you want to ask me?
Anybody have any questions at all for Barry? Going once? Twice?
Come on. Somebody ask me a question.
Well, I want to share something.
Okay. That's
good. Last weekend we do a detailing boot camp class here 3 times a year, and I got guys that fly in from around the country and around the world to go through this class. And last weekend, believe it or not, we had a gentleman drop off a 1967 Lincoln Continental convertible that his father drove off the showroom floor, passed it down to his son, the original paint.
Wow.
And I started my boot camp class off and said, everybody here, you have the very rare opportunity to learn how to rub down original enamel paint with Meguiar's number 7 that Barry's grandfather created a formula for that still exists today, formula unchanged.
Yeah, back in the 30s, made that formula in the 30s. Well, last Saturday, I'll tell you what I was doing. My daughter put on a car show, a really great car show. And your fearless leader, Bob McKee, Autogeek was actually the main sponsor, and Bob was even there. He brought his daughter Kristen, his lovely daughter, and the 2 of them came and enjoyed the show with us. I thought, could anybody have a better friend than Bob McKee? I mean, this guy, he and Darlene, they are the best. I've fallen in love with these guys. We've known each other now for a couple of years. And we've just become best friends, and I have so much respect for you, Bob, and what you've done. And I love taking a blank sheet of paper and creating something new. And what you've done, you haven't followed anybody else. You just followed your heart, and you've created this wonderful experience for so many of us. And my hat's off to you, my friend. You just you're really awesome. You really are.
Thank you so much. I'm humbled and blessed to have you as a friend, of course, and something that's close to my heart is something that you're pretty much involved in, is a ministry of yours. Can you briefly just give us a little synopsis on the revival outside the walls that you are involved in?
Well, yeah, I guess I'm always happy to talk about that. 100 years from now, it's not going to matter how many bottles of car wax I sold. It just isn't going to matter all that much. As much as we love cars, the only thing that's going to matter is that we really honor God, invite Him into our lives, accept His free gift of salvation. So, Revival Outside the Walls is really it's not really a ministry, it's a resource to encourage each of us to not only live our faith, but to share our faith. And most people don't know that there's a God that really loves them. And so we have a website, rotw.com, for Revival Outside the Walls, rotw.com. And you go there, and it is all about sharing your faith. And we share the passion of cars and everything that they embody. And that's great. It's fantastic, and I do it every day. Well, but there's one thing more important than that, and so Revival Outside the Walls is about doing that.
Well, we appreciate that, because you find me on there almost every morning before I come to work. I enjoy the energy that gives me. And speaking of that, last year this will be the third Detail Fest that you'll be coming to, and we're blessed with that.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Last year you accepted to give an invocation and bless Detail Fest, which I thought was an awesome thing. And if you don't mind, could you close with a quick prayer for us, for our crazy people?
Sure. I've actually done that at a cruise before. One of the biggest cruises I've ever been to was in Solon, Ohio. They have every week, I think it's every Wednesday night, they have like 2,000 cars.
Wow.
And they had me there. We did a TV show there, and they asked me to give an invocation at the beginning. So it does happen on occasion. So sure, I'm not bashful about it. If I not offending you, those of you who know the Lord, would you bow your heads with me right quick, and let's just pray. Father God, we love you. Thank you for making us car guys. We know you love car guys. We love the car hobby. It's a righteous hobby. And we ask that you fill that room today with your presence. I have a feeling there's probably somebody there that's smiling and looking good today, but's hurting. And they need to know that you love them. You love them as much as anybody that's ever lived. You love us each the same, God. And we recognize that when bad things are going wrong, that's the time to get our attention. We learn who you are through the bad times. And you told us, come unto you when we're heavy laden and burdened and down, and you'll give us rest. So I pray you'll give rest to that person that's hurting this morning, and prompt them to get into church tomorrow morning so they can meet you face to face. God, I thank you for Bob McKee and Darlene and for what they've done, this new thing, this exciting thing that's going on, for all the reasons, all the wonderful things that are going on. They're bigger than cars. It's been way bigger than cars. So I thank you. I pray your blessing continue to be with them and everything that Autogeek does, for David and Mike, my buddies, and for everybody there. God bless them abundantly today, I pray, in Jesus' name. Amen.
God bless, Barry.
All right, guys. Right, and I'll see you all at Detail Fest. We got a deal? Everybody, raise your hand if you're going to be at Detail Fest.
We'll see you,
all right.
Barry.
See, wait a minute, there's a couple guys not raising your hands there. All right. Okay, we'll see you next March. Thanks.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Okay, now the entertainment's over. That was actually really special. I hope everybody enjoyed